In relation to her alleged involvement in drug operation, have you known Senator De Lima before the Senate investigation? Yes or no?
No, Your Honor.
Just ask for clarification kito kay Congresswoman. Nung panahon mo, napatay si Mayor Paruhinog.
Si Mayor Paruhinog
napatay.
ang Sausamis.
It was under your command at
Yes,
that time.
Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Oo. So yun nabigay sa iyo ng 600,000?
Mayor Paruhinog mismo, Mr. Chair, ang nagbigay ng reward.
The last interpolator before we shift to another resource person for today is Congresswoman Arlene Brosas. You have 10 minutes.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Very, very short lang, Mr. Chair. I have two questions, Mr. Chair. The first one is for Senator Laila De Lima. Yung RA 9851 po, may prosecution na ba dito niyan?
Mr. Chair, Your Honors, as far as I know, there's none yet.
Yan. Kaya nyo po minimension yung RA 9851 ay sa pagkakaalam ko because of the Section 17, tama? Yung,
Yes, one of those, yes.
Oo. In the interest of justice, the relevant Philippine authorities may dispense with the investigation or prosecution of a crime punishable under this act if another court or international tribunal is already conducting the investigation or undertaking the prosecution of such crime. Instead, the authorities may surrender or extradite suspected or accused persons in the Philippines to the appropriate international court, if any, or to another state pursuant to the applicable extradition laws and treaties. So yun po, parang dahil doon, maaari ito ang maging legal basis para yung akusado ay pwede talagang ma-extradite. And we'll go through the process of the ICC.
Yes, although as you said, maaari, because the law, the provision speaks of may. So it's not something that is mandatory. So it all depends on the relevant Philippine authorities kung gusto nilang gawin yun.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, yung second question ko po ay kay Attorney Maria Cristina Conti. Attorney, Mr. Chair, yung gusto nating malaman, bakit yung mga biktima, they would want na sa ICC magsampa ng kaso? Bakit, 'di ba? Bakit kasi walang walang domestic case. So bakit 'yon ang pinili ng mga biktima?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. The timing of the filing of the complaint or the communications before the ICC is also one point to consider. We filed it in 2018 at the height of the Duterte administration and at the height of the killings. First, one of the reasons is that there's presidential immunity for domestic suits. Second, there is complicity of politicians and people in power. There were high officials were complicit in the crimes as suspected, and in fact, they even had officials in the IAS installed. Attorney Triambulo, whom I have identified as one of those appointed by Duterte, so that he could shield officials or police officers from liability. Also, there was security considerations for the victims who may themselves be the subjects of tokhang operations. Politically, it was not conducive to file any criminal charges in the Philippines regarding the war on drugs at that time, because there was also a refusal of the government to consider this as a systematic attack on the people. Until today, actually, the investigation center on individual crimes, and that the working theory, I guess, for the Philippine government is that these are rogue police officers who just violated protocol. And so for us, in the interest of justice, as was mentioned, the ICC at that time was an effective remedy. This was also in the context of the killings of lawyers and judges who in any way was involved in any drug-related cases. Also logistically, and this is different from well, this is logistically different from investigations in the Philippines. At the ICC, you file communications. And for the ICC at one point they said they received 53 communications. They tend to look at all these communications all together before starting with an investigation and eventually trial. In the Philippines, you would have to have built a case, and if there were many victims, they would have filed separate charges in different places, and it would be a nightmare to consider them all. So before the International Criminal Court, the Philippine situation is under review. And there is no case yet, but it is under one investigation for all acts of widespread and systematic killings in the acts of murder and other inhumane acts, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think nakuha ko po yung gusto kong marinig doon kasi parang hindi talaga level playing field dito sa Pilipinas. And second, hindi pwedeng imbestigahan nila yung mga perpetrators, yung sarili nila. So, Mr. Chair, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you,
Mr. Chair.
Congresswoman
Mr. Chair.
Rosas.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Chair,
before we
very
go
quick.
to the other, can I just ask for clarification dito kay ESPENIDO, Mr. Chair?
Okay, you're recognized, Congressman Abante.
Colonel, it was under your watch na napatay si Mayor Navarro and Mayor Espinito and Mayor Parohinog, di ba?
Mayor Espinosa, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Pero nung napatay si Mayor Parahinog, sino ang station commander nun sa Osamis?
Ako ang sa Osamis, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so
search warrant ng CIDG.
So therefore, nung panahon mo, napatay si Parohinog at si Navarro.
Hindi, si Navarro, si Mayor Espinosa yun, Mr. Chair.
Si Mayor Parohinog.
Si Mayor Parahinog
napatay.
ang sa Osamis.
It was under your command at
Yes,
that time.
Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Oo. So yun nabigay sa iyo ng 600,000?
Si Kwan, hindi pa yun nangyari, Mr. Chair, yung pag-operasyon sa application sa search warrant kay Mayor Parohinog. Mga 4 months, 3 months, mag-umpisa ako sa Osamis. Si Mayor Parohinog mismo, Mr. Chair, ang nagbigay ng reward sa mga
Okay.
nahuli.
Nung napatay si Mayor Parahinog, napatay siya under your watch, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Nakatanggap ka ba ng reward money?
Wala asa
Wala.
wala kay kasi din sa kay Mayor Parohinog, Mr. Chair, sa illegal possession of firearms at saka hindi application ko sa CIDG yun na
Alin yun?
CIDG ang applicant sa search warrant, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
So
hindi sa akin.
Hindi drugs.
Hindi, sa illegal possession of firearms, Mr. Chair.
Ang inaano ko, nakakalito kasi nung napatay si Mayor Parahinog, ikaw ang station commander nung Osamis, di ba?
Yes.
Oh, sa drugs
Mr.
din
Chair.
yun, correct?
Ang sa kay Mayor Parohinog, sa title sa search warrant, hindi sa drugs, Mr. Chair.
Ay, hindi. So, sinong nag-utos sa'yo na patayin si Mayor Parahinog?
Hindi naman nag-utos, Mr. Chair. Sorry to say that because first, ang applicant, ang officer responsible sa implementation ng search warrant ay ang CIDG. As Chief of Police ng Osamis, nag-assess kasi area ko ang target, no, yung si Mayor Parohinog. So nagkataon na kami ang nandyan assign, so sinama ng CIDG as applicant ng search warrant, Mr. Chair.
At nanlaban si Parahinog kaya napatay.
Oh, doon sa implementation kasi nabiruan, may natamaan din kami, investigator ko, Mr. Chair, sa first burst of fire ng pagpunta na namin sa bahay. That is a simultaneous for 6 na search warrant na na-implement doon sa Parohinog na siblings.
Hindi ba si Mayor Navarro napatay din?
Si Navarro namatay sa Cebu yun,
Cebu.
Mr. Chair. Oh, sa Bacolod na ako na-assign.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yun lang pala.
Thank you, Congressman Abante.
Mr. Chair.
Congresswoman Jinky Luistro.
Very quick.
Very quickly.
I was listening to the interpellation of the Honorable Teves, and I want to clarify for the record the answers of Colonel Espenido. Colonel, were you the one who introduced Kerwin to Ronnie Dayan? Yes or no?
No, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
Before the Senate investigation, have you personally known Senator Laila de Lima? Yes or no?
Yes,
How?
Your Honor. Na siya naging head ng CHR, Commission on Human Rights, when I was assigned in Leyte. Nagpunta pa nga si Ma'am sa Samar, kung natandaan niya, sa Samar. Pagkatapos, naging DOJ, Secretary, nag-run for senators, senator din, na senator din si Ma'am.
In relation to her alleged involvement in drug operation, have you known Senator De Lima before the Senate investigation? Yes or no?
Sa drugs, hindi.
Yes or no?
No, Your Honors.
Before the Senate investigation, have you known Kerwin Espinosa? Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
How?
That he is involved in illegal drugs together with his father.
But in relation to the alleged transaction with Senator Laila de Lima, have you known Kerwin Espinosa before the Senate investigation?
I don't know.
Yes
Your Honor.
or no?
No, Your Honor.
Before that Senate investigation, Colonel Espenido, in relation to the alleged involvement of Senator De Lima, have you known Ronnie Dayan?
No, Your Honor.
There's also a testimony coming from Kerwin Espinosa that you and him were instructed to talk with each other to make sure that your testimonies against Senator De Lima is consistent. Do you confirm this? Yes or no?
I confirm, Your Honor.
With your answers to my questions, Colonel Espenido, this afternoon, are you retracting all the testimonies that you gave against Senator De Lima during that Senate investigation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Jinky.